2023. I wanted to just let you know I got the tricycle sold, which is good. We're going to go down today. Got too late yesterday. Kids wanted to go along. I took it to the house, and we hit, it was sunshiny here, and we hit the most ridiculous downpour. And of course here, when you're in a downpour, the traffic just stops. I guess when wipers come on, it means hit the brake. So we kind of got a little wet. Kids had raincoats and stuff though. I got soaked. But it got too late by the time I got there to transfer it over, so we're going to do that today. So I'm happy that's out. So sorry I got to do it this way. The only way I can upload vlogs right now. I tried this morning when I was walking the dogs. I did like a night cam thingy, and it just won't work. It's the Kind Master. It's nothing else, because I can play it. So I've told you all this before. But we're gonna have a real hot day today. I'm already sweating just on a little light walk like this, and man, it's hot already, and it's early. It's very early in the morning. But things are moving along here. It's looking good. Don't know when I'm gonna be leaving. Not saying it anyway. And was looking around all the kind of flights. They're expensive. If you go on this cheapo air, they're a royal pain in the ass. And then when you go to other sites, they redirect you to them. And I couldn't pay with peso. You can't. It's an American company. And then I called the company, and they said, oh, there's a thing you can flick it. Well, he told me it's over here. I never could find it. So he said, I'll send you the one. But then he sent it to me. It was like $500 more. I said, that's not the one. I called him back. Got the same guy in the call center. And I said, that's not the one. He said, that's what you're going to get. Well, then I started punching dates. And I'd get all the way to the end, and seats not available. It did that date after date after date, and getting crazy prices. I mean, just ridiculously high prices. So I got kind of, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating to try to do stuff on these platforms, and then they want to get rid of people to do anything. And then when we were coming home, it was just it was ridiculous. The kids were hungry. It got wet. It wasn't raining when we headed home, but a lot of traffic. Big truck was stopped, so I was just inching along again. And I thought, okay, I'll take them to get them something to eat. Know this when you come here, guys. You're never going to get an order that's correct. And now I'll just take it. I even said that price doesn't look right. And I told the girl, and she got it on the screen. She said, no, it's okay. No, it's okay. I'm not gonna try to talk to these folks. It's not their fault. It's my fault. I don't speak Tagalog. If I spoke Tagalog, maybe that would help. Although you do run into a lot here. This has happened to me hundreds of times. I'm not joking, guys. I'm not exaggerating. Hundreds of times where I'll say something to a Filipino and they don't know, and I'll use a certain word. And then my wife will say the exact same thing, and then they understand. It's like they're clouded. Their brain gets clouded as soon as they see a foreigner. So it's a shame. I did talk to somebody who was out of the country for the first time in their life, and then when they came back, they were like, "Yeah, you're right. The traffic is horrible here." Yeah. They just couldn't believe it, that there actually people would be nice and let you in when you leave this place. It's just it's a whole different world to drive here. I don't recommend that you guys. Hey, Paulie, Moto Kenny. Yeah, I went straight to the airlines first, and what happened was I was looking at these huge prices. I mean, double what was on cheapo air. So I said, okay, I got to play the game. And then when I finally was getting down to, okay, this one's probably going to go. Lots of seats on it. pick your seats, blah, blah, blah. Then they charge you $25 for doing that. And then they want to sell you the cancellation thing. Okay, I got that. I got the cancellation anytime. Cancellation in case if something happens at the airport where they decide not to let me leave, I don't lose the whole ticket. And I get preferential treatment on the next one, on the next ticket. Well, then they wanted me to get this all Alliance, some blah, blah, blah for $250. I don't want it, but they won't let you get out. They won't let you get out of there. So called, got a hold of a different call center agent, told him, hey, I can't get out of here. I'm stuck. I've been trying for 15, 20 minutes. And he come out and said, well, you have to just accept it. And then when you go to the next one, then you can delete it before you pay. And I'm like, oh, why do they make it so difficult? They're deliberately doing that so you get frustrated and just take it. And they get more money for basically nothing because I already bought it when I first ordered. I got the flight cancellation. I don't care about all the rest of the crap. It's just, to me, it's just ridiculous. So, Tommy, that's never a good idea. What are you talking about? I know. I went through a couple different ones there, Radman. I went through, one of my buddies from the States sent me one. I can't remember the name. They all got all these weird names. I tried different ones. And the first one I tried, as soon as I clicked, okay, I want to search flights, it took me right to Cheapo Air. Most of them did that. And then when I went straight to like the Korean airline or I went to the Filipino airline direct, the prices were double. And I'm trying to get the ticket as cheap as possible. I got to be an economy or coach or whatever that is. I'll be a sardine for a while, but I want to make sure I hit the ground with some cash because you get to the States, it's not like here. And one thing I'm going to say, just because this place is cheaper doesn't mean it's any better. But yeah, it's just how things go here. But I know it's going to be a little more expensive in the States. But there's a lot of places where you don't have to go into the markets. There's a lot of granges got set up. When the small markets got shut down during the COVID, they went ahead and people started granges, and they just didn't care. And the sheriffs and the police were coming there and buying too, so they weren't pestering anybody. I know in that town nobody was wearing masks. They just said screw it. Now you'd see a council thing because that's on tape. All those people were wearing it, but as soon as they left the place, they took it off. A lot of folks I'm hearing now just weren't buying it back then. They just would know. I spent everything I had, basically. I can't give you a dollar figure. I mean, if I had to sit down and add it up, it'd take me a week. But I basically spent everything I had and everything that comes in on this group of folks right here. I've been doing as best as I can for the kids, but there's just comes a time when you can't do it. I am going to get checked up as soon as I get there. My insurance will come into effect when I'm there. It doesn't work here. If I was visiting on a trip here, then it'll work. But being that I live here, it's no good, and you can't cancel it. It's one of them insurances. It's independent. You can't get rid of it. It's there, so that's fine. And they do take a small amount out, and but it's really good insurance. And I'm going to go right off the bat, have my heart checked, just get a total physical. Sometimes I wonder with the coughing and the breathing, who knows? Could have tuberculosis. And here, instead of giving you that little prick test on your hand and come back and look at it in a couple of days, they want to automatically give you a whole bank of x-rays because that x-ray machine will make them money. And if you go into these hospitals, these x-ray machines are from the 50s, guys. You go into a modern hospital and they push the button, it goes beep, and you're done. That's your x-ray. These old ones, they wind up, they're winding up, and then they go beep, and you're getting blasted. I mean, you don't want to, anybody who has a problem that they can get out of here and get fixed, I would do it. Yeah, Tommy, I know Mark Thornton. I saw that. Yeah, that's a shame. It's going to happen to us all, guys. It's going to happen to us all. But my main thing is I don't like just. I ain't going to say too much more about it, but I just had enough of the Philippines. I just had enough. If I never come back here again, that's probably what's going to happen. I have no desire to come here. Probably one of my mistakes I got was buying a car, because that was instant frustration. When you got a brand new car and you can't even go anywhere, that was a mistake. Use the public transportation. But what happened with me in the jeepneys, I can't crawl up to the front where you get the nice ride. So I got to sit in the back, and I don't fit. I can't see out of them. Now, how many times I missed my stop? Because what people don't realize is when you're sitting in a jeepney at 5'2" or 5'4", you're looking out and you're seeing the buildings, the signs, the traffic lights. My head is smashed up to the ceiling, bent over like this, and all I can see is the sidewalk. I don't know the landmarks. I can't see them. And then when they start filling them up full, I'm trashed. And then tricycle, you can forget it. There ain't no way. I'm like Mork for Mork, getting out of the eggs. There's no room in them. They're not made for people my size. It's just like my buddy Wes. He can't ride in any of that stuff. We're big. We're big people, and none of this stuff is designed here. And why should it be? Why would somebody say it's just like these chicks who get on the planes that are rotund, and they want 2 seats without having to pay for 2 seats. It's that's not right. Stop shoveling stuff in your face. That's my thought anyway. Well, my wife and Thailand too. Thailand's a much more modern place, a little more expensive, and the thing is the language. If you stay into the trouble areas, and I was there, a lot of foreigners coming in and out, sexpats. You got chicks coming up to you. You don't know whether they're a dude or a chick. Wanting sex. I got harassed different times when I was there. It's been a while since I've been there, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But is it way more modern? Yeah. But it's if you're a player. If you're a player, that's the place to go. Not me. Vietnam. But then there's no language, and you would have to learn the language. Yeah, Rappy. That's there's. I've been putting this out. Some people try to second guess why I do things. This is an information channel. I wish they had a little tab on YouTube where I could put it as information, Philippines information, because that's, I don't want to see anybody being stupid like me. Every time it went wrong, I just tried to appease and, make things better, and it's not going to happen. And then just the whole general place. I'm done with it. Yesterday, driving, I left, the sun was shining. There were a few clouds off to the west, nothing bad. By the time I was up about a quarter mile past Robinson's Mall, and the biggest downpour, it was flooding the streets. I mean, it was washing all the dirt, and then of course with all the crap they throw on the ground here, it was plugging up the storm sewer. So you had flood water. We were not getting so much soaked from water that was coming down because it was a straight down rain. It was more from splashing through and getting my feet and my legs soaked. Now the kids had raincoats and umbrellas. We keep those because you never know here. If you go somewhere and you got a buggy, you keep an umbrella and a raincoat because it can rain on the drop of a dime here. I mean, it could be sunshiny and 5 minutes later it's pouring down thunder. So know that. Yeah, Paulie, I didn't. It's not my cup of tea. I've always been kind of a family man kind of guy. I never was one that liked to go carouse at bars or, even when I was young, I just didn't want to do that. It's always just trouble. For me, it's trouble because there's a lot of folks with little man's disease, and they start poking you. They try to poke the bear. You know, and I don't do that. I had a buddy a long time ago. My buddy, his name was John, and he had a brother named Johnny. Uh, I don't know how they got that, but one was John, one was Johnny, and we stopped in this place. We were all going to go down and look for a job downtown, and they had a bus schedule, and it was like the next bus coming was 45 minutes away, and right behind us was a bar. So we went in there, and Johnny starts hitting on this Chicano girl. She was all decked up. It looked like she'd been there all night. And he started hitting on her, and I'm like, man, we don't even know this place. We're far from home. You know, you don't know who's that one belongs to. That one's got a ring on her finger. Leave her alone, bub. And I just want to talk to her. Well, here comes this little Chicano guy. Hey, man, you're messing with my woman. You know, and I'm like already grabbing John, like we want to head out the door. I don't want no headaches here. I'm going for a job. I'm not going for headaches. And Johnny started, hey man, you guys, yeah, you want to go outside? And here's a guy 6'4", and here's another guy 5'2". You know, about half the weight. And we were saying, man, don't go. And there was like a vestibule area. Well, the guy opened up the door and said, ladies first. And Johnny went out. We heard two pops. We didn't even see the chick disappear. And when the cops, he had a bullet in his abdomen, you know, a little 32. And nobody knew those people. They didn't know a soul. So it went unresolved, but they had to cut some of his intestines out. I guess when this little jacketed thing hit that soft tissue, it just ripped his guts up pretty good. And now he's 60 some years old, and I understand that he has to wear a bag. He's had trouble with his guts his whole life just because he was stupid. You know, that's why I don't go into those places. I don't need it. Well, I'll tell you what, the living back in the States, I know it's going to be a little more expensive. I'm still going to, you know, foot the bills here. I'm not leaving anyone in the lurch. I did see some comments on there that said, oh boy, you know, you just got the money off the other. Well, that's fine for them. They can do that all they want. I'm not going to do that. I was taught from a young age, two wrongs are two wrongs. You know, and I'm not going to do it. Okay, guys, that's not my way. And I'll get by. You know, I'll get by. You know, I won't be living in a big fancy place or anything like that, but I actually don't eat a lot. You know, I just don't. I like fruits and vegetables. Those aren't too expensive. And there's lots of markets around there you can get the stuff. And that's just how I'm going to do it. When I lived in the States, when I was in California for 8 years, once or twice a week I cooked a dinner. Most of the time I was just eating cucumbers, carrots, celery, you know, apples, pears, oranges. You know, that's just how I ate, guys. I didn't, and I didn't need it. I just didn't need to eat a whole lot. And the cool thing is, going back, there's side work everywhere. It's unbelievable, the side work that's going on. In the area I'm going to, I knew the one electrician, but he's my age, and he raised his prices up so high so that you don't have to work so much. So instead of working a 40-hour week, he may work a 15-hour week, but he's making the same money because he jacked his prices up so high. And the other fellow that does it, he's like, he does it cheaper, but he's just not getting a whole lot of work. And it's salesmanship. You know, you got to get out there and sell yourself first. As soon as you sell yourself, then you've sold the job. That's how it works. I always was really good at that. So, you know, there'll be plenty of that to do. I mean, tons. And my time limit on doing anything like that is long over. You know, it was only a couple years that you're not supposed to be doing that according to your pension. But that's done. That expired, 2015, I think. They even sent me a letter. I have the letter. I have it in my papers. So that worked out pretty good. Let's see what else I got. It's really hard to scroll here. Yeah, it is a bummer about Mark Thornton. And here, I was just talking to somebody about that was wanting to come here. one of my subscribers, and I got health problems. And I said, yeah, he was saying, yeah, but they got good hospitals there. And I said, yes, they do. They've got fantastic hospitals. Now, there's a hospital right down here that from all people saying, if you get in trouble, this is the one to go to, right here by the house. They say it's the better one. They got the best doctors, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you're not going to call their ambulance in the daytime because it's going to take too long to get there and then get you back. So most people just get a tricycle, and if you leave out of here to go to that hospital anywhere from 7 in the morning till 7 at night, you're lucky if you can get there in 45 minutes. So there's your golden hour, guys. Your golden hour is about trash because it probably took you 15 minutes to get the tricycle. So I don't advise it. I do not advise it. Well, I won't take a regular, any kind of regular job. There's so much side work to do. There's people with little tiny things where you can go and make quick $50, just because the switch is bad, stuff like that. And they don't know how to do it, and they shouldn't. Most people should leave it alone. It's like here, these guys, if they got a pair of old rusty linesmans that have been blasted by stuff, they show it to the boss. Oh, you're an electrician. Okay, go to work. The things they do here, like when I was doing residential, this was many years ago. You run the home runs to the switch, and then you loop it up to the light. And then when you shut the switch off, you got no power up there. Okay. Now, I've done 220 lighting. I've done 270 or 477. Done a bunch of. We had all kinds of different lighting we used. Everything goes to the switch. If you got a problem, then you can go right to the switch instead of climbing on a ladder. But here, since there's two hot legs on this single phase system they have, with no ground or neutral, they bust one off, and that's enough to shut the light off. They're always glowing. You'll see them at nighttime. They glow all the time. You need double throw switches is what you need. And they don't use them. So even if you turn the switch off, you're still hot up at the light. You still got 1/20th the light, which to me is absolutely ridiculous. The Chinese can make a junk switch, 2-pole, as good as they can make a single pole. But everything, they go by price here, the absolute cheapest. You get the absolute cheapest you can get, and that's good. Then they're happy with that because they made more money. And it's just like this place I got here. They went dirt cheap on everything. So let's see. Gio's planning on going back. Colorado retirement. Okay. Let's see. 67 years old. Yeah, I'm glad I got the trike sold, and I got what I wanted for it too. Well, I know some people that come here there used to be a guy in Dos Marinas, an American guy, and he would be begging in front of the call center. And I didn't give him any money. He kind of avoided me. And then he just never went away. He was always there. And I was like, whoa, I had this one buddy, and I says, where's this guy live? He must live close. I never see a car or anything. He says, you know something? A bunch of us decided just to follow him to see where he goes. Because, we'd all give him a little bit of money because he went for a ticket. And he never leaves. He says, he's been there a year and a half I know of. Well, when you go back to the place he was renting, he had a car. He had a car with tinted out windows. It was an older Toyota, but he had a nice car. And then when they looked in the window, big TV, air conditioning running all the time. And he was begging. And he was saying I need a ticket. Well, one thing people don't understand here, if you get in a pickle here, you can go to the embassy and say, look, I'm in a pickle. Get me out. They will get you out. They'll give you a one-way ticket back to the States. But you got to pay it back. And you have to have people saying, they wouldn't give you a ticket, like your people from where you come from the States. And then they'll give you a ticket. It's a one-time deal. You got to pay it back. if you come back and you ask them that again, they're just going to shut you down. We did that for you once already. What are you, stupid? So they won't give it to you again, but they offer it. So, well, I was a high voltage guy, but I don't want to get back into the union. That's all union work, and that's basically what I did for many years. I was shutdown king. You know, we always shut down on holidays, and I don't think I went in the last 20 some years of my work where I didn't work a holiday. Every single holiday I worked, because that's when they can get a shutdown. And you got to get in there. There's tracking and stuff. Basically a cleaning job, but good money to be made for sure. And you just got to make sure it's done safe. But you know, I would get into triple time. You know, and the company's always said it's cheaper to keep you there and pay you triple time than keep bringing on more guys, because you know there's hidden costs in the payment. It may be $54 an hour, but they said it's way over 100. So if we keep one guy on, and we'll pay him triple time. That's what we're gonna do. And I worked, you know, I just stayed working. If I could stay there straight, I did a job one time where I did 168 hours straight. And most of them, almost all the hours I had were double time and a half. And I just made a huge amount. I made a huge amount in that week during the Christmas shutdown. And I just would fall asleep in the truck. They bring you food. As soon as you go over 8 hours and you hit 12, they bring you food. So they're bringing you food, they're bringing you water, they're bringing you all your drinks. You don't got to bring anything, just your gear, the gear you got to wear, and the truck with your tools you need. And then what I would do is I'd save my lunches and breaks and go lay down in the truck for an hour or two and get back up and start again. And big money to be made, guys. Well, man, you know what happened? When I first come here, they had a thing for Meralco high voltage. They needed a high voltage supervisor. So I filled out the application and went down there. And I got shut down because I was too old. At the time I was 52. So they were like, no, you're too old. They don't want experience here. They want young, good looking, and cheap. You know, so I didn't get the job. Even though I had the experience, I brought all my paperwork with me on the experience I have. I have testimonials from companies that I worked for saying that this was the most professional job we've ever had done, and we'll always hire this company to get it done. You know, just good work and safe, very safe work. So, but they don't want to do that. Hey, Charles. Yeah, Ben. Yeah, I know a lot of people are begging here. We had it when we stopped to eat last night. I couldn't believe how many kids were running up, and of course, you know, you see kids all day, playing outside all day, and they look good. But the bigger ones, they put mud on their face, and they make these sad sack faces, and they're like this. If you give them a hamburger, they run around the corner and throw it away. They don't want that. They want money. Hamburger ain't going to get them nothing. And it's a syndicate. And by the way, if you look up the law, it's illegal to give a beggar money. Straight up, guys. Look it up yourselves. Don't take my word for it. Now, are they going to enforce it? Doubtful. But they can if somebody complains. If somebody makes a complaint against you, then there could be trouble. That's how they do the laws here. They pretty much let you do whatever you want until there's a complaint. And once they got that complaint, you're boned. You're absolutely boned. So, well, that was just a... Don't want to make this one too long. Just wanted to let you guys know the trike was gone. Cars for sale. I'm looking, I looked at the prices of these things. They're going for a real high amount. I chopped it way down for a quick sale. 600,000 peso cash. And I'm good to go. Come and take it. I got some oil filters. I got some cabin air filters. I got a engine intake air, cleaner. I got a few things that go with it because I stock up on them. The cabin air filters, they plug up pretty quick here, so I always keep a couple of them handy. And they're easy to change. They're right under the dash. Just slip them out, slip the new ones in, and they get crudded up real quick here. It's just the way it works. So I got all this bouncy stuff. I can't use that Osmo thing. I know a lot of guys use them, and they got used to them and they like them. Not me. It's just too big, heavy, clunky, and I'm just not into it. So, hey, Paulie, too bad you didn't come down. I'd let you have it. You know, not let you have it, but let you have the Osmo, because I'm not even gonna take it with me. I can't. You know, I like my little lightweight. I got a real lightweight camera, a Sony FDR 3000X. It's got the little wristwatch cams. You know, I'm Buck Rogers. It's super light. I got some nice selfie sticks, and they're super lightweight. I can wave that thing around and have it track me pretty good. And that's just what I learned on, and that's what I like. So that's what I'm going to do. But like I say, let's see. Yeah, they don't want food. All right, Paulie, I'm going to let you guys go. And it was nice chit-chatting with you a little bit. I can't get regular vlogs out, but as soon as I can, I'll be putting a vlog out just about stuff around here. Keep my problems out of it, and things will get better. Just know, guys, be careful. Be careful when you come here, because there's landmines everywhere, and they're even in the bedroom. This is Rickshaw out.